right, great leaders, you're welcome to this episode of our leadership lessons. This moment, we will continue on the red zone issues that we have been discussing. And in this episode, we will be discussing on red zone issue 4, which is competence. There are leaders who have issues of competence. This means they gauge their productivity on their performance. Everything for them is on performance. Well, they say, my performance will make people love me. My performance will make me gain acceptance, gain love within the organization. It is my work, my performance that will show. There are people like that. Such people are usually high achievers. However, they tend to put pressures on themselves to reach high and unrealistic limits. And they tend to exhibit a perfectionist tendencies where even other people's performance does not show interest to them. So that is a red zone issue, because when you speak ill of their performance, they tend to withdraw or become angry or begin to show some red zone attitudes. They may take it personal, or they may become very uncomfortable, and it becomes a challenge with that relationship. And so this is one of the major red zone issues that leaders, and some leaders in particular, do exhibit. However, there are ways a leader can gauge against this red zone issue of competence. That is why we are in this discussion. A leader who exhibits a red zone issue of competence, most of the people who exhibit this kind of issue do not even trust on the performance of other people. No matter what you do, they look down on it because they set unrealistic standards for themselves and for others. And people who work with them tend to be on the edge, and it creates very toxic culture when the expectations do not meet up with performance. And so it is important such leaders understand that if they have issues of competence, they would need to realign and rework their mindset to put them on the realm where they should understand that they are not loved on the grounds of their performance. Because it's important people come to understand that overworking yourself or setting unrealistic standards for yourself does not accord you love from men or from people. So it's important such leaders understand that. And so some people have even given up or died or incurred some illnesses or problems because of such unrealistic marks they set for themselves, thinking that's what will guarantee them excellence or love or approval or acceptance within the organization. So it is important for leaders to understand what is a standard limit of practice in everything they do. And it's also important they understand that performance in itself does not gain you approval within the organization. Your relational and emotional strength and intelligence will be very key to what you do. And of course, meeting up organizational goals does not exclusively depend on performance, but on how you are able to relate with other key players, to collaborate, to connect, to get things done within the organization. And it is important you understand that your work is not perfect in itself exclusively unless you are able to relate with people who can work well with you and carry on with you. So having unrealistic demands over yourself does not guarantee you acceptance or love within the organization or online. Such leaders will need to understand what is the standard need, and they need to take those steps and rectify themselves. So it is important you understand that as a great leader, realign your mindset to knowing that you do not need that attitude or that red zone issue to gain love or acceptance within the organization. And if that is your weakness, there is a limit to it. And it's important that as a leader you understand it and you are intentional about it so that you do not put unnecessary pressure on yourself or other people. Thank you so much. We'll stop here today. And in other classes, we'll begin to discuss them further. Remember to subscribe. Also, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Do not also forget to share, to like, to make your comments, to render your opinions so we can have your feedbacks. Thank you.